We are finally back with possibly the last video for Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. I'm finally back after a few days of break because I was so lazy to record the last episode. So yeah, finally I have a chance to do it now. It's been a few days now, so I also looked into what were the secrets in here. So what were the secrets in this game, in this plus version, and on all the videos I have watched so far. It all says that some of the secrets on this desktop here says that there will be another game, like there will be a sequel, like a Doki Doki Literature Club 2 or something, where Monica will be the protagonist of that game and to save everyone, and Yuri is the antagonist. I don't know. That's all I know from watching. So yeah. Anyway, now that we're back with this, let's finish the last three. Oh my God, it's been a bit. Natsuki. While Natsuki is messing with the orientation of her manga in the closet shelves, Sayori approaches from behind and pulls her into an embrace. What? Hi. The literature club has been in full swing since Natsuki joined. Including her, the club is now comprised of 4 members: Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica. Each club member had received a day in the spotlight to share all of their favorite kinds of literature with each other. Natsuki was first and shared her passion for manga. Then Sayori shared her love for poetry as well as how she goes about writing it herself, while a guy who has multiple literary interests decided to focus on her day on short stories. And finally, Yuri managed to demonstrate her obsession with fantasy with a little help and encouragement from Sayori. After the week was spent on their presentations, Monica decided to give the club members this next week to freely explore each other's literary interests. Sayori, having spent most of her time in the club so far with Yuri's fantasy books, is rather excited to begin her journey into Natsuki's manga collection. I want to read with you today. Tell me which one I should pick. Well, that depends on the kind of stuff you like. I mean, there's like romance, drama, comedy, mystery. I like all of those things. Sayori reaches out and pulls a random book from the shelf and inspects the cover. Shouldn't this girl be wearing more clothes? Oof. You wouldn't like that one. Oh, is it hentai? I mean, in a panic, Natsuki snatches the book from Sayori's hand, then replaces it on the shelf in a less conspicuous location. Okay, well, if you really have no preference, then let's just start with something that's easy to get into. A lot of these don't start to get really good until like a few volumes in. And I wouldn't ask someone to make that kind of commitment unless they're already really into manga. I could handle it. I did it with Yuri's book, at least. Well, I'm more considerate than that. Although I'm kind of impressed by your attention span, if you put that much effort into her books. No, I have the attention span of a donut. But I love my friends, and I can do anything if it's for them. And I can also do anything for a donut. Well, it's okay then. Let's pick you something that even donuts can read. Yes, even my tummy can read. I didn't say I was a donut. I just said I had the attention span of one. Were you just trying to call me sweet? You're so cute. No, how did you... Sorry for that. I think my mic got broken for a second there. Yeah, I think so. Let me see. Mic check 1, 2, 3. I'm just kidding. No, No, how did you get to that conclusion? And don't call me that. A donut? Cute. Aw, how come? I just don't like it. I don't need a reason. Natsuki yanks a book from the shelf and closes the closet doors. If someone asks you to stop, then you just need to stop. People need to realize that. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to hurt you. Nah, sorry. It wasn't you. Natsuki shakes her head while pulling a second chair over to her desk. I was talking about something else. I didn't mean to get angry all of a sudden. Natsuki averts her gaze and mumbles, "You're like a nice person, so I wasn't talking about you." I still learned a valuable lesson. Sayuri speaks softly as well, feeling shy after receiving the unexpected compliment. Well, anyway, here's the book. So just start it whenever you feel like it. What's it about? Well, it's like a comedy, and there's romance too, obviously. Sayuri looks at the title. It's called Love is Another World for Luck. How romantic. It's about a girl who keeps accidentally running into the same guys, and then you find out well, you should just read it. Flirting, all that bullshit. But you have to tell me what you think. I can already guess who you're gonna ship yourself with. It wouldn't be so funny if I'm right. Ship? I don't get it. Never mind. Let's not worry about that then. Just make sure you tell me what you think. Oh, okay. I'll start then. Hey, maybe tomorrow we can do poetry too. Oh, yeah, I guess. But don't you want to finish this first? Yeah, but we can do both. I mean, unless you don't like poetry, then I won't make you or anything. No, it's just... Well, never mind. We can worry about it tomorrow. Okay. After the club meeting ends and Natsuki and Yuri leave, Waka strikes up a conversation with Sayuri. I see you got Natsuki to share some of her manga with you. I really want to become better friends with her. She's so enthusiastic and expressive. I could just listen to her talk. She's so... I'm not sure if she meant I can't say that to her, or if I just can't say it at all. Say what? Nothing. I am a woman of respect. But Natsuki is a woman of cute. Oh, I said it. What's so bad about that? I don't know. But you know, there's one thing I'm kind of worried about. Sometimes I'm afraid that Natsuki actually doesn't like me very much. That's ridiculous. How come you feel that way? Well, I mean, just little signs. Like how she only says hi to me after I say hi to her first. What? And it feels like she only gets excited to talk to me when it's about manga and other stuff she likes. She just seems dismissive a lot. She was like that when I brought up poetry. Yeah, well that doesn't mean she doesn't like you. She's probably just shy, you know? Maybe. My stupid head is just making me worry for no reason. It likes to do that. It's okay. Try not to worry so much. Everything will be great. Probably. But you can always talk to me about any concerns that you have. I'm here to help. I'm here for tears. Grown teenager tears. You're the best. Sayuri gives Monica a quick hug. Well, I'm gonna keep trying because I love her and I want to get closer to her. You've got this. Man, I love Sayuri. She's like, it's good with everyone. I want a person like that. I want to meet a person like that, a real person. I mean, like a boy or a girl, I don't really care, you know. A nice and a friendly person, just like Sayuri. Yeah. After the next club meeting starts, Sayuri is the last one in as usual. Trotting into the room, she sees Natsuki sitting alone by the closet, reading what must be manga. Without hesitation, Sayuri pulls up a chair and plops herself down right next to Natsuki. Hello there. Hi. What you reading? Can I read it with you? Natsuki pulls the book away from Sayuri. You can't just start in the middle. There are spoilers. Besides, what about the one I gave you yesterday? Sorry, I was just curious. Well, anyway, I've been waiting forever for this volume to come out, and it just came out yesterday, so... Oh, that's exciting. Well, I'll let you read it then. Mm-hmm. Can I sit next to you? Sure. Sayuri plops herself down next to Natsuki, then pulls out a blank sheet of paper. Natsuki reads in silence, save for the periodic flutter of a page being released from beneath her thumb. From Sayuri's side, only the light tapping noises of her pen reading the paper can be heard. Time passes. Sayuri's paper is filled with scribbles, and the margins are lined with stick figures. Natsuki lets out a deep sound and closes the book. Did you finish? No, but it's a good stopping point. My head is swimming. I need a break. Natsuki stretches her arm. Aren't you bored? No, I was writing. Oh, I saw all the stick figures and thought you were just bored. I just brought those when I'm thinking or waiting for inspiration. I'd be friends with them all. What? This one is sad because she thinks the night sky is pretty, but she can't look up at the stars in public without everyone thinking she's a weirdo. And this one has problems with his back, but the doctors can't figure out what's wrong with him. What? What the heck? You're the weirdo. Wanna read the poem I'm working on? Sure, I guess. Okay, I hope it's a poem that we, the player, can read. Alright, I just need to, my glasses is kind of weird. Okay, Sayuri slides the paper over to Natsuki. As Natsuki reads through the poem, she furrows her eyebrows. She slides the paper back over to Sayuri. Don't you ever feel weird just sharing all of your thoughts and feelings like that? I mean, your posts are like real emotional. Is that bad? Well, no. It was just an observation. I think people can get closer to each other if they find ways of expressing their feelings. Well, Natsuki begins to protest, but she can't find a good way of putting her thoughts into words. Does that depend more on the kinds of friends you have? I don't know. To reach their own, but I've never met anyone I feel comfortable sharing my poems with. Not that it's you. It's just how I am. So you write you write poems? ... You never told me that. I just thought you wrote other stuff. Yeah, that too, but you should. I mean, wouldn't you ever want to share? Like I said, I don't do that. But can we talk about something else? I'm sorry. It's not your fault. It just makes me uncomfortable. I can't help it. Still, I'm sorry. It's fine. ... Well, let's move on to something that makes us both happy. I should continue the book you gave me since I didn't get very far yet. Sure. Okay. Interesting. Over the next few days, Sayuri begins each club meeting by approaching Natsuki with unwavering enthusiasm. It's Natsuki! Okay. Natsuki! Natsuki, her expression is getting like she's getting annoyed by her days to days. Uh-oh. At the end of the club meeting, Monica, who has become rather invested in Sayuri's friendship mission, starts in a curious conversation with Natsuki while she packs up. It's cool that you've been finding time to spend with Sayuri. She was pretty excited for the chance to read manga with you. Yeah. I'm sure you've been enjoying the chance to share too, right? Yeah, mostly. Natsuki glances over her shoulder, doesn't reply further. What's on your mind? Nothing. I don't talk about people behind their backs. Oh. Natsuki falls silent, but she just fidgets instead of getting back to what she was doing, as though she wants to say more. It's okay to share your feelings. That's different from talking about someone behind their back, I guess. I just hate when people talk about me behind my back, so I'm better than to do it to others. Maka shares a bright smile. You're really considerate. Thanks, I guess. But it doesn't like I feel it. It doesn't like feel it. What? But it doesn't feel like it. Jesus Christ. You can trust me. Natsuki stands in silence for a moment, still fidgeting. I just feel I just feel smothered sometimes. I'm not used to someone being like all over me right after we meet. I mean, it's fun to hang out with her, but I just have no control over the pace. I can't just meet someone and instantly become best friends with them and like share everything about myself. That's not how it works. I just want to chill out sometimes. Oh, I didn't realize that was happening. It's fine. Why would you have? I know. I just feel bad about it. I know, Sayori. So I shall realize. Waka navigates through her tinge of guilt, which has surfaced mainly due to her being the one who previously encouraged Sayori's behavior. Despite not knowing the situation, that Monica can't help but feel like a little responsible. Do you want to talk to me about her? Do you want to talk to me about her? Do you want me to talk to her about it? No, I wouldn't like that. Well, I could. I don't know. I could like divert her into another club activity for you or something. No way. That would be so underhanded and mean. Sorry, I didn't think that one through. Besides, just because I complain about it doesn't mean I'm asking for someone to solve my problems for me. True. I'm sorry. I guess I just instinctively want to try to solve problems, even if I haven't been invited to. It's fine. I wouldn't talk to Sayori about it, but it would make things really weird between us. I feel like it would make her just constantly be afraid that she's bothering me. I don't know how to just keep things natural. Well, I think if you do a good job expressing all your feelings, she would totally understand. Sayori really wants to be the best she can for other people. I think she would actually be happy that you want to improve your friendship with her. Maybe. It just feels so dumb. Talking to someone about how to be friends with them. It's just weird and not cool. Cool. Well, gosh, shrugs. It's the literature club. Then she mumbles through a stiff laugh. It's not the cool club. Hey! Sorry, that just tickled me for some reason. Look, I know that you're kind of in a tough spot, and that it's hard for you to really express yourself. But you've really demonstrated to me that you're great at self-reflection, at critical thinking, even if it doesn't feel like it to you. Even that's the most important part of being able to navigate through these things. So I believe that you'll find the right thing to do. Well, Natsuki instinctively starts to reject the compliment, but she can't find any excuse to do so. Thanks. Natsuki gathers her things, then she finishes her thought in a mumble. And I'm still glad I joined the club, even if it's weird sometimes. Waka smiles, but Natsuki turns her back and walks away before waiting for a reply. It was an unusual way for Natsuki to express her appreciation, but Monica knew what she meant. It made Monica feel like everything really was going to be okay. Okay. Oh, that's it? Alright. New song? Hug energy. No, my song, you know, piece by piece. Damn it, don't make me sad now. I can be sad like in this next one. Balance, right? Yeah, balance. Alright. Come on, give me sad, give me tears. I want tears. It's lunchtime. I'm very emotional for some reason. Sayori, who usually buys her lunch, is making her way to the cafeteria like any other day. The clamor and bustle of students is drowned by Sayori's impeccable skill of zoning out. However, her imagination is momentarily interrupted by the glimpse of a familiar pink-haired girl. Hey, that's Natsuki. I never run into the other club members around the school. Natsuki! Sayori stands in her tiptoes and waves. Natsuki, who's busy walking and chatting with her friends, doesn't notice Sayori at first. Then she glances over in Sayori's direction. Sayori waves enthusiastically. Following her friends, Natsuki quickly ducks around the corner. Hey! She definitely saw me. Well guys, the first you arrive to the club meeting, then Natsuki. Sayori, having glanced through the window to see Natsuki already inside, is unable to work up enough courage to enter. Natsuki's been so distant with me. I was stupid. I was stupid. I was stupid to think she ever wanted to be friends. She only got excited because she got to share her manga. But aside from that, she doesn't even like me. I should just go home today. Sorry, but do you plan on going inside? No. Why? I'm sulking. Oh. Well, I'm sorry for bothering you. Excuse me. No, don't leave me. I'll stay here then. I don't want to go in. I'm afraid of bothering Natsuki. I saw her at lunch today, so I waved and called out to her. But instead of saying hi, she just ran away from me. Really? Not bad. Hey! Sorry. I'm sorry. That was a joke, bruh. It just sounded like something stupid I wouldn't do. From anxiety. From anxiety? Well, I just don't like attention being drawn to myself. Oh. Well, that makes sense based on the person you are. But Natsuki isn't shy like that at all. I thought we were friends, but it feels like every day she's just trying to distance herself more instead of get closer. It makes me feel like she was only spending time with me during the club because I was reading manga, but she doesn't actually want to be friends with me. Well, I feel like I'm missing a lot of content here. Was she in the middle of anything when you approached her? No, she was just walking with her friends. Yuri pauses for a moment. How do I put this? Sayori, you're very fond of your friends, right? You always want to be spending time with them. Of course. I don't think there's anything more important to me. I mean, the best parts of my days are always with my friends. Besides that, I really hate being alone, so... You hate being alone? Sayori nods. We're very different people. I cherish my time alone. I wouldn't trade anything for it. So, I think, well, if I were trying to have a long time and it was being threatened with an interruption, then it just would not make me very happy. Yeah, but that doesn't have to do with Natsuki. She was already with her friends, not trying to be alone or anything. No, I think it's similar. It's, well, we're all friends in the club. But we have our own lives outside of the club as well. If you think about it, making new friends isn't some casual occurrence that happens on a daily basis. A friendship is an invitation to intertwine your lives together. With the capacity at which each person is ready to do, that might be different. There are friends who just like to have fun together, and others who talk every day and share every detail of their lives with each other. I think when establishing a friendship, it's important to consider the comfort level of the other person. I mean, we don't really know much about Natsuki's life outside of the club. It could be that she simply needs to make friends at her own pace, rather than jump headfirst into a new commitment. But that means I really was bothering her. I just really want to be good friends with her, so I treated her like one. Was I actually hurting her? I don't know. I'm sorry. My insight was really only based on what I understand about my own needs. And Natsuki and I are completely different. So, why was I so selfish? Even if all that is true, then it still means I hurt her. I think I messed up. Yuri, with you, I think I was really careful to understand your needs when I was becoming friends with you. But I wasn't careful at all with Natsuki because she already seemed really social. I just took control of everything instead of looking for the right balance. Now I hurt her and she doesn't want to talk to me. Now how can I let myself do this? Sayori, I think that, well, there was one time you told me something about the way I saw things in my head being different from reality. It's easy to automatically jump to the worst case scenario, but I think it's more likely that Natsuki doesn't harbor any ill feelings towards you. So, I think if we were to realistically consider the situation and how it wouldn't cause someone to feel I'm bad at this. I'm sorry. You're a lot better than me at things like comforting and reassuring people. Suddenly, Sayuri gives Yuri a gentle hug. You're the best, Yuri. I'm sorry for burdening you like with this. You're trying so hard for me. You're such a sweetheart. It's not a burden. I enjoy listening to others, and my friends deserve happiness. Sayuri beams with her laser beam eyes. Her laser eye just beams out 2 lines of lasers. right at Yuri. Bruh. Well, I think I'm gonna give Natsuki some space. She should do what she wants. And if she does, bitch! And if she does still want to be friends, then I'll learn her needs. And I'll match her boundaries. Yeah, I'm sure that's what's best. I wish I didn't feel so awful and guilty. It makes me feel desperate. Like I need to make it up to her by trying to make her happy. But that's not what she needs. I just have to tell myself that. It hurts, but I guess it means I still need to grow. I really want to grow as a person. If it's to be better for my friends, I want that. That's very mature of you, Sayuri. I'm mature. Sayuri hops up and down on her toes. So, does that mean you'll be going home? You'll be going home after all? Sayuri shakes her head. I need to be here to show her that I respect her space. I'll just spend the club by myself today. Yuri nods in understanding. You didn't go in first. Okay. You're blocking the door. Oh, bruh. So Yuri steps aside. By the way, before Yuri enters the club room, so Yuri interjects. You said that you and Natsuki are completely different, but I don't really think that's true. I think you're actually similar in a lot of ways. Yuri smiles and shakes her head. Yuri, that's a serve. You're very silly sometimes. Yuri turns and enters the room. After a moment, Sayuri follows. The club room is quiet. When Sayuri walks in, Natsuki glances in her direction. Sayuri smiles and gives Natsuki a quick wave before sitting down across the room. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Sayuri decides it's best to continue the manga she was reading, so she pulls it out. However, it looks like Natsuki is reading today. She has a sheet of paper in front of her and is tapping a pen against her desk, staring at it. Oh, are you writing today? Welka speaks in a quiet voice, unwilling to disturb the peace of the club room. She kneels down at Natsuki's desk. Hey! Natsuki pulls the sheet closer to her and covers it with her arms. Sorry, I didn't mean to peek. Whatever. I just wanted to see how everything was going. It's fine. Natsuki replies dismissively. She glances over at Sayuri, who is focused on her manga. Welka follows Natsuki's gaze. I think she's mad at me. How come? I'm busy right now. Ask me later. Welka falls silent. Natsuki looks back down at her paper. She inches her hand from the top margin, allowing Monica to see. It says, to Sayuri. Understanding. Monica smiles. She places a hand on Natsuki's shoulder and whispers softly, I'm proud of you. ... Natsuki looks away, but makes no motion to remove Monika's hand. Monica gives Natsuki's shoulder a quick squeeze before standing back up and pulling away. Sheesh. The end of the club meeting passes. Yuri has already departed. So has Monica, after checking on Sayuri and Natsuki to ensure they wouldn't stay too late. Sayuri was determined to finish her manga volume before heading out, since the end was approaching. However, with Natsuki also staying late for an unknown reason, a silent tension hangs in the air. After finishing the volume, Sayuri brings it to the closet to put it away. She slides it back onto the shelves while Natsuki watches. Then Natsuki gets up and pulls it back out in order to return it to its proper location. Sorry, I didn't know where it's supposed to go. It's fine. The two fall silent again, avoiding eye contact. They both look like they're about to say something, but neither can break the silence. A moment passes. Well, I'll be on my way. See you tomorrow. Sayuri turns away to hide her pain expression, then walks away from the closet. If there was any proof, Natsuki would no longer want to be friends. If there was any proof, Natsuki no longer wanted to be friends. This was it. What? Okay. Defeated, Sayuri carries herself out of the room, out of the club room. Once in the hallway, Sayuri takes a deep breath and hits her palms against her cheeks to clear her head a little. Suddenly, Natsuki's stammering voice calls from behind. Natsuki? Startle. Natsuki turns back around to face Natsuki. Woo! Natsuki fidgets and anxiously continues with a shaking voice. I have a lot of things to say. Me too, but you go first. Oh, this is cute. Natsuki bites her lip and can stay still. Well, first of all, she cuts herself short, struggling to continue. Trying to force the words out, she stamps her foot and hops up and down a little. I'm sorry for the thing I did at lunch, and I'm sorry for just being kind of mean lately. It's really hard for me to I'm not good with things that make me uncomfortable, especially when it comes to like feelings and stuff. So, face burning, Natsuki claims up again. Instead of continuing, she simply holds up a sheet of paper for Sayuri to take. The best place in the world. I love my bedroom. It's full of bright colors and soft things. The sunlight shines in and makes everything sparkle. It's the best place in the world. It has all my treasures, all my books, all my collections, my memories. All my dreams were born in this room. It's the best place in the world. It has all my secrets, all my failures, my fears, my feelings. Sometimes it feels so fragile that the door will break at the slightest touch, but it's still the best place in the world. But when someone knocks, I get scared. I brace my arms against the loose hinges. Please don't break. Don't come in. I'm not ready. It's my best place in the world. The knocking won't stop. I block the door with furniture. And I peek through the keyhole, and I panic. I'm trapped in the best place in the world. I'm not ready to share my favorite place. I need to clean my secrets and make my bed to hide my nightmares. I need to touch them to put them away to see them again. I have so much to do and I'm scared. I'm not ready. But it's still my favorite place. I still want to share it. However long it takes, if you wait patiently, I'll eventually open the door and I'll show you the best place in the world. Oh, it's Natsuki is trying to explain to Sayuri through a poem, saying that you need to be patient for things. Yeah, I know already. I see that Sayuri is being a little forceful. I know, right? Is that the word I need to? Is that the right word? I don't know, but it was kind of forceful for her trying to be friends with everyone. But Natsuki needs a bit of time, and eventually, she would accept Sayuri as a great friend, the bestest friend. A really, really good friend, or whatever. It's a poem. But I thought, well, I sucked it up so that I could work things out with you. So just be happy about it. Please? Sayuri smiles deeply from the bottom of her heart. I'm happier that I could express. I feel so awful, but I'm so happy that you wouldn't do this for me. I actually realized before the club meeting today that I made a mistake. I got so caught up in the chance to get closer to you that I forgot to think about what you wanted, yeah. And what we probably have different ways we like to make friends. About like the friendship stuff. I mean, it's okay. I don't understand. So you don't have to force yourself to talk about it. Your poem did a good job. So don't force yourself if you're not ready yet, okay? Natsuki nods. You don't have to feel like you did anything wrong. It was my fault, and I'm sorry. I wasn't mad at you today or anything like that. I actually felt really guilty, and wanted to give you space. I was thinking it's silly that I just approach you all the time, and that I should just let you approach me when you want to. Just whatever makes you comfortable, I'll expect that from you from now on. Friendship should always start with those things, with the right balance. Natsuki nods again. One thing about that. Well, I don't want to have approach you all the time either. I just want it to be balanced, like you said. Sayori nods. I understand. We'll make sure that we're sure of that together then. Sayori looks really cute in that picture. With Natsuki too, of course. Well, anyway, now that the two of them have found common ground, Natsuki finds it easier to speak more freely again. I'm not gonna be like sharing my poems all the time now, or anything like that. But, I guess it would hurt to do once in a while. Only the best ones. So you better like them, because otherwise I might change my mind. I like anything you do, Natsuki. I was just saying. More importantly, I have to tell you about my new boyfriend. What? Huh? Oh, from the manga. Bruh. Wait, I need to guess who it is. You definitely won't be able to guess. The two walk down the hallway together. Holy fuck, dude. I thought Sayori got... The game is trying to mess with the players, dude. They thought our players, like our main character in the main game, is Sayori's friend. I mean, is Sayori's boyfriend in this timeline. Like, this is just a side story, by the way. These are just side stories. They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything to the original game. Yeah. It's very heartwarming around these beautiful, cute girls. Yeah, and without our character, the MC guy. Darn, I should have told you to save the last two chapters so I can see your reaction to the big reveal. Oh, you wanted to enjoy it with me. That's so cute. Oh, shush. Hey, this is nice, alright. Now, staying focused on our goals. What's this? I can see that it's going back for some reason. By Paula Minor. Okay. As a reminder to help guide our data collection, any analysis performed should be focused on answering some of these main questions. How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's emotional state? How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's values and goals? How does someone effectively navigate an experiment with their ability to change the contents of their VM? What is VM? I don't know. How is elevated access being weaponized? What actions and values most contribute to the destruction of the universe? What? Most importantly, how might your observations apply to our own universe? Bonus. How can we present this upper management as an operation that benefits the company? Unrelated note, whoever changed the color scheme of the desktop to pink, can you please change it back? It's unprofessional and it runs the risk of drawing eyes. It's just pink. It's just pink. It's just Natsuki. Yeah. What are the pictures? Aw, that's cute. Finish the story. The side story balance too. Okay. Neato. A poem by Natsuki. And what's this? A poem from Natsuki distributed all special events in the past. Acquire all of Natsuki's other poems. I name my pen the expression express my feelings above where I take it for you. No room for stammers, no lies, no extra stops, no compromise. Stations screaming by, attendants saying hi. One ticket to you, please, thank you. Take a headphone and dose. No bumps in the rails, just dumps in my heart. And loops in my letters, and clouds in the sky, and dreams in your eyes. Hey, wake up, the train has arrived. Expression express, destination you, choo choo. I can see the cute while reading this poem. Yeah, this too. This is really cute. Just gonna take a picture of it. Yep. All of these are very nice. We still have 4 more, which is very, very nice. Which I'm looking forward to it, of course. Alright, next one. Okay, reflection. Okay, Marika and Yuri. Okay, cool. Yeah, Marika and Yuri haven't talked that much to each other. Am I bothering you? No. Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared to interrupt. Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it. That makes sense. I guess if you're hens in the first place, then you are more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding. It's not so bad to be social if I let others do the work. So it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone is being too silly for me to keep up with. Yuri glances across the room at Sayuri and Natsuki. Sayuri has her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki is lobbing into the air, but the pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. Maybe I should say something. No need, they just ran out of cookies. What a waste. They've really become good friends, haven't they? I'm happy. Sayuri seems particularly good at making that happen, but the two of them are both in the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-on-one, have we? Though that may be partially my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. Not at all. I probably formed a bit of a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. The responsibility is equally on me, at least to display some openness to engage. Well, how about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? I just read. Oh. But I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes. Do you always read fantasy? Oh, not always. I suppose it's all I've read recently, but only because I'm in the middle of this series. There are still 2 more books after this one. I guess those long books suit you well, since you spend so much time reading. Well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after that, I'm more or less indiscriminate to genres. I'll read anything with depth and maturity. Oh yeah? Even like romance? Well, there are a lot of books that have elements of romance in them. Oh, come on, Yuri. You know what I mean. Marika lowers her voice. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone you do. ... Maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely, and people were mean to me a lot. So it kind of felt like, please don't make me think about the past. Sorry, I just got super curious. You know, we should totally pick out a romance novel to read. That wouldn't be so much fun. Absolutely not. Really? Even if it was just between us? Try asking someone who has no shame, like Natsuki. Ouch. Sorry. I swear I didn't mean that. Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I'm like that for things in my past. You know, things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience. There's nothing wrong with growing out of things. It happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense I used to be about my own interests. It makes me think that she will likely grow out of it too. Hey, were you talking about me? No, we were just Oh, we are just talking about how our interests have changed over the years. When did you get into manga, Suki? Like a couple of years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before that, but I wasn't really going hard until then. Oh yeah? Oh, what was it that inspired you to get more into it? I don't know. I guess, let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah, I was just like really fed up with a lot of things, and I got super into this one series that I really related to. I guess I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be by myself. Hey, kind of like Yuri. Monica. Sorry, that's completely wrong. So it's so cool that you both really found your thing. They're almost like opposites, but it sounds like they help you a lot through hard times. You know it. Wow, what the heck? Is that book even bigger than the last one you were reading? It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much. How high do you think it will go? You stacked up the whole series. Natsuki estimates by holding her hand high above her head, sizing of an imaginary stack. I should get one of those mangas that's like 50 volumes so long, so that I can say I've read more than you. Not that I have the money for that. Please, that would hardly count when your books only have a few words per page. I know, I was just joking. I could never actually read books like yours. It's too boring for me. You shoots a glare at Natsuki. It's not boring. Chill, I said for me, not for you. I can have my own opinion. I just think it's too convoluted. ... Sayori, are those from the floor? Gross. Also, wash your hands before touching any of my books. But my hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The oils are there even if you can't see them. Fine. Sayori trots out the door and Natsuki follows. ... Yuri, you look a little upset. What kind of nerve does she have to call my hobby boring? Well, she did correct herself. Hardly, she was so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand that it's not for everyone. But she knows well how much these mean to me. So how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it? I'm sorry, Yuri. You might be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Especially in a club. So I should figure out how to mediate, whatever, discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books and also your ability to get through them so quickly. Thank you. Okay, well, this is something that I'll have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you. Common ground isn't necessary. I just wish to be respected. That then, either way, I'll do my best. I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monica, but I'm skeptical. Sure, Natsuki. Sure, Yuri. Damn. Ooh, new theme. Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, the Literature Club is a place where we get to share things that we're really passionate about. But that also means we should be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. Ooh, I think we have a chance to turn our differences into positive energy for each other. Aren't you being a little dramatic about this? That is important to me. Well, sorry, I just feel like I'm being accused or something. No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm sorry if I came off that way. What our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language. And I thought it would be a good topic for the Literature Club, don't you think? I'm sure we're going to have differences in opinion a lot. So I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club. Did you say so? Sure. The cool thing about the language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the idea. or emotion. We have a lot of control over how we want the other person to feel when receiving our thought. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Sayori, what's your favorite food? My life. I have them organized by category. Should I start with snacks, or do you mean full meals? Should I include breakfast? Oh, jeez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit? That's easy. Cherries. Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty. Nasty, girl. Cherries are delicious. Well, that's a pretty strong reaction. I just don't understand how somebody can think cherries are nasty. How does it make you feel? I don't know. Sad? Defensive, maybe? Yeah, I got offensive. See, the reason you had such a strong reaction wasn't just because I don't like cherries. It's because you felt like your opinion was under attack. But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. But when I say something like I think cherries taste nasty, I'm using objective language. I'm challenging Sayori's reality that cherries are delicious with my own, which is that cherries are nasty. Wait, hold on. How is that objective when you just said it was only your own opinion? It has to do with the way our brains interpret with the words. You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Like, Sayori, let's rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty. Good. So, what even instead of that I said like, I've tried cherries and they're not for me. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy. Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty. Nasty is a nasty word. Okay, so cherries was kind of a weird example. But I think it gets the point across. I think this time around, no, I think. No, quote unquote, I think, end quote. Instead of talking about the cherries, I just talk about my feelings, and Sayori didn't get offensive. So instead of clashing with each other, it's like we receive an invitation to talk about our differences. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. I'm not gonna quiz you or something. I know that. I was just... sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far? Yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't have to put all my language through a filter just to protect someone's feelings. Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours on how you want to come across to other people. I'm only suggesting it as a tool to help turn your differences into a positive experience rather than an argument. Right, Sayori? Whatever you say, cherry hater. Oh, come on. Sayori. I actually like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate. What the heck? I've been duped. I'm sorry, Sayori. I'll make it up to you later. How about cherry sundae? You're welcome to dupe me anytime, my beloved president. Buying your people's loyalty. How deplorable. Oh, like you wouldn't turn down free Sunday, Yuri. Okay then, okay. You were certainly a fan of those cupcakes I brought in the other week. I was reading and not keeping track of them. Oh, that's enough, we're getting off topic. So now that we have the jizz, well, I don't know how to spell that, of it, how about we try it with something more relevant to the club? Like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start? Rather not, no. How come? Well, because I don't see anything productive can come from that. It's going to start a fight. No, it'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. Let's just have a calm and rational discussion. Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not a child. You don't have to coddle my feelings. I always think it's more respectable to just speak your mind. Respectable? Yuri's expression changes at that word. As Monica recalls, being respected was the crux of the matter for Yuri. Well, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like It's fine. I have nothing against any one personality. What? You're entitled. What? You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more depth and nuance in my reading material. I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level. Oh, well, that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were gonna say that mangas for children or something. Like, I don't hear enough of that. But there's plenty of deep manga. I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share. My own fair share when I was younger. What? Are you serious? How come you never told me? Because I'm past that point in my life, and I really prefer not to revisit it. I prefer more mature things now. Excuse me? Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply that manga is immature, then aren't you implying that someone is immature for being into it? Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you, Natsuki. Nobody's immature. You're immature, Sayori. Well, I've read Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy, and I love them both in their own way. Okay. It's great that you like it, but I still find it boring. Boring is subjective. Okay, it bores me. That's subjective. But I mean, the thing about that, it is ridiculous. Do you see why I didn't want to participate in this? I knew it was just going to make people upset. I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think, but I always got the impression that you secretly looked down upon me. So I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed. That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can blame me for getting... Oh shit. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for the things that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business. What? Have you looked in a mirror? Jesus Christ! Tell me again about respect after calling all of my interests immature. You can't. Please stop. Please? You don't mean the things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends. Sheesh. I didn't mean for this to happen. Well, it did. So please don't invite yourself to try and solve other people's problems next time, okay? Yuri's fusing words sent the club into a choked silence. As she gathers her things, she leaves. Ooh, holy crap. I've never heard her sound like that before. She must be so pissed. Well, you weren't very nice either, so I was just saying, how did this happen? It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict when I know how bad I am at dealing with conflicts. It was a really stupid thing for me to do. It's nobody's fault, and it wasn't stupid. Shoot, sorry, I didn't mean that. It's nobody's fault, and it wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. Honestly, she kind of brought it up upon herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not into manga, but if you actually look down on other people for it, that's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugarcoating things. It's about just recognizing and understanding our differences. Okay, but here's the thing about that. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. So you see why you were trying to do. But I really think the problem here is her, not just the way we talk to each other, right? I mean, Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her credit for. I'm sure she will be reflecting on this. I actually think everyone should. It'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Wow, I'm just like saying that instinctively. I'm just setting myself up to the Cosmo problem. This wasn't your fault, Monica. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out. because I can just move on now. But mm, it's fine, I promise. Let's just get our mind off this, okay? In fact, it's a good opportunity to read some manga without having to worry about feeding Yuri's superiority complex. Don't be mean. I'll talk or read manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friends, okay? Sorry. I'm just bitter. Everything will be okay. Bittersweet. I mean, I don't have the answers, but I at least know that we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Manga says that, but her uneasiness is given away by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This was bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other to lease out anyone, and this is the reason. As Yuri and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves with manga, Maka sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Will the club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other? Find out in the next part, in the next side story. Reflect part 2, whatever. Marga desperately doesn't want to admit that, and she knows Sayori doesn't either. But for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. Whew, that's part 1. That's kind of long. Not gonna lie. Alright, reflection, more. Reflection part 2. Oh, the last one is the two enemies in the same club. Jesus. A new day arrives. Sayori arrives at the club room earlier than usual. That is, not late. As she enters, it appears to be empty still. So she sits down at a desk and pulls out a sheet of paper, prim to jot down her thoughts. Sayori has made a habit of scribbling her thoughts and feelings onto paper whenever possible, as it tends to serve as her best inspiration for poetry. ... My heart feels vacant because a ship sailed away. Yo! Yeah! Natsuki pokes her head out from behind the closet door. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you, but it would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. I doubt you want me listening in on your poetry thing. Yeah, thanks for realizing that. Shouldn't I let you finish that up then? Oh, no, it wasn't. I mean, I just do it whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting. Well, where's Monica, by the way? Oh, she's out in the hallway. Huh? Why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Sometimes Yuri is too nervous to come into the club room by herself, so... Oh, jeez. Does Yuri really let things bother her for that long? She can't control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope when you get a bad thought. You get a bad thought in your head. Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while. But as soon as it's just you and your thoughts again, it comes back. I just want us to have a normal club meeting. It's a lot easier to pretend like it never happened if we all just ignore it and move on. I don't want to be bothered by this. It's so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyway. Besides, it makes me feel really guilty, and I hate that too. It's okay to have those feelings. It doesn't make you weak. Let's figure this out together. Fine. Only because you're good at this stuff. Let's try to come up with a happy scene. Maybe that will help us understand where your bad feelings are coming from. Well, I was happy the way things were before we had to have that conversation yesterday. What part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mean about the manga? Maybe. I doubt it though. Because my friends and other people make fun of manga all the time. But I just brush it off and ignore them. But something about it really got to me this time, and I hate that. I hate that I'm letting that happen. Is it because it came from Yuri? No, why wouldn't that matter? I mean, well, maybe. I just hate that she thinks she's so much better than me just because she likes to pretend to be all sophisticated. Yeah, that's what it is. At least other people decide that they don't like me or manga or whatever. But Yuri acts like she's too good to even give it a chance. I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly. Would you give Yuri's books a chance? Yeah, after this? Obviously not. What about before this? Well, I would until I got bored, which wouldn't take very long. But if you actually keep an open mind, then it's not hard to realize that a story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But you know, I like Yuri's books. Yeah, but you like manga more, right? Sayuri shakes her head. I like them both. I like them in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, the manga is really honest and fun and easy to just let go with. And the fantasy has a lot to interpret and uncover, and it's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with it. But the most important thing is that both the manga and the fantasy are true to themselves. So, I love them both. And I think there's room for both of them to be in the same club together. And I feel like maybe they have more in common than you would think. ... What? How do you get along with everyone so well? I always get into fights with people. Like first it was with Monica, or I was new to the club, and then it was you, and now it's Yuri. And I'm always like, oh, that person's being such a jerk. And if they just realize that, then we can at least get along. No, but nobody else has this problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everyone's just a jerk to me because nobody likes me. And I don't know why. And I know what to do about it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it. Natsuki. Sayuri puts a comforting hand on Natsuki's shoulder. You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has different ways they like to communicate, you know? And sometimes that makes it hard for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good at the same kinds of communication, and it feels like you magically connect with them. Jeez. Whew. My hold up, my throat is kind of something. Alright. There's one thing that I need to check first, though. Okay. Alright. But other times, even if both people are really nice, it's easy for them to misunderstand each other or to get the communication wrong. It's something that Yuri struggles a lot with too. It can be really hard. It takes a lot of time, like reflection and self-awareness and vulnerability. I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be the strongest. What do you mean? Tell me about that part of you. Well, it sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me, like my friends, and I guess my dad. Like when I don't get good grades or even stupid things, if my room isn't clean, or what am I gonna do? Cry about it? If I let myself get upset, then it's just letting them win. I'm better than that. I'm better than all of them. So things always have to be everyone else's fault. It feels like if something goes wrong and there's even a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just get really angry and I find ways to blame everything else instead. You see yourself as better than Yuri? If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself. No, Our thoughts and our feelings are two different things. Even if we don't like our feelings, we have to understand them if we want to learn more about themselves. That's a part of vulnerability, you know? Accepting that we have feelings that we don't like. I I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person because my feelings just want to tell me that I'm so much better than her. That she's a judgmental, know-it-all who's stuck in her edgy face, and that I'm just way above that garbage. But I'm terrible for feeling that way. You're not terrible. You're not your feelings, but you're not your feelings. Say that to yourself out loud. Fine. I am not my feelings. The way that I like to picture it is that those feelings are like your roommate. You live in the same house and you gotta see each other every day. And even if you can ignore each other most of the time, you're gonna run into each other every now and then, and it's gonna make you feel like poop. So the other option is to get to know each other. You can communicate and learn from each other, and maybe even help each other change for the better. Each other. Does that help you understand? My throat. How do you know so much about this stuff? Because I am a depressed bitch and I'm a very happy girl. Dot dot dot. I just have a roommate that can be really hard to get along with. Cough. Depression. Depression? But you're like the happiest person I know. I am not my feelings. Dot dot dot. Wow. I want to be a good person like you. Ah, you little sweetheart. We're all good people. You and Yuri and Monica. And I think Yuri will eventually learn that about you. Natsuki remained silent, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Sayori's kind reassurance, a complicated mixture of pain and sadness seems to fill her, as though flowing from a wound inside her. Was it a result of her vulnerability? No, it wasn't as though she was inflicted a wound after becoming vulnerable. It was as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one that cannot simply be bandaged and left alone any longer. This is getting very interesting. I really love this. Very heartwarming. Makes me tear up. Oh, first time this tea, I think. Yuri, what are you doing all the way over here? I was looking for you. Please don't yell at me. Oh, I'm not going to yell at you. I just want to say that I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. It was unfair for me to put everyone on the spot like that. Next time, I won't just try to jump in and solve everyone's problems. I guess it's a bad habit of mine. You're not mad at me? I thought you were the one mad at me. I was so awful yesterday. You're cursive, recalling the details of the argument. I can't even have a normal conversation without saying something wrong and making everyone upset. Hold on, that's not what happened at all. Let's talk about this, okay? Harry pauses for a second, then manages a nod. Monica takes a seat next to her on the staircase. I'm having a lot of negative thought patterns, and I can't get away from them. What kinds of negative thought patterns? Like everyone hates me, especially Natsuki. Ah, that's terrible. I don't think Natsuki hates you. How do you know? Well, because Monica thinks back to the time that she herself found herself in an altercation with Natsuki, and how a display of maturity from Monica was enough for Natsuki to reevaluate her own feelings as well. I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. I think she acts mean when she feels she needs to protect herself. But you know, she's really not a bad person. In fact, I think she can be really thoughtful and considerate. She just, well, I guess the way it works is that she wants to receive some degree of kindness first before she feels comfortable returning it. Oh, but that means the burden is on me, and I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, Yuri shakes her head at herself and tucks on her hair. It's okay, Yuri. You don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone would like you if they have they had the chance to get to know you. Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I'm not talking of anyone. I'm not talking of anymore in the first place. Because everyone used to think I was weird and talk about me behind my back. That's just what happens when I draw my attention to myself. Natsuki even said she found it more respectable when people speak their mind. So I did. And then she hated me anyway. That was enough to confirm my fears. But Sayuri and I like you, and we've gotten to know a lot by now, right? Know you a lot by now, right? Yuri doesn't seem to have a response. Hey, what do you think of Natsuki? I don't think about her. That's what I meant. That's not what I meant, really. I was wondering if you had an opinion on her. ... I do. What is it? Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like to think of myself as a fairly sophisticated person. So for someone to just treat me like I'm inferior, despite my tastes, that's just the worst kind of insult coming from someone like her. And it makes me think of bad things about her. But everyone else seems to like her. So the only explanation is that it's me who's doing something wrong again. And my feelings about her are wrong. And I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inconsequential. No, Yuri. Feelings are never wrong. Well, they're not right. That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know? They're just a state of being that we don't always have control over. But that doesn't mean they have to control us. I feel like that's something I learned around when I first started the club. We can hate ourselves for feeling a certain way about things. Give me a moment, dude. I just freaking dropped something. Jesus Christ. There we go. We can, just acknowledge that they exist and try to understand them better. I could never be mad at you for just feeling a certain way. It's about how you handle them. And I think working through feelings it's a great opportunity for teamwork. ... Yuri wears a dejected expression. You make it sound so easy. You're so mature and so good with people. I feel like such a child in comparison. Oh, Yuri, I'm far from perfect. But these are learned skills that didn't come naturally to me either. It's really hard to reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts. ... I just want to be a good person. Wow, I think it takes a good person to get this far. That's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate to her. Communicate what? How I feel. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive of the things that mean so much to me. And how it reminds me of me. Because I know what it's like to feel misunderstood and angry at everyone. I know that telling yourself you're better than everyone else is just like a defense mechanism. We're just people who are fragile and unstable. But I'm just tired of that getting in the way. I can't stand it when the piece is disturbed like this. Yeah, you can't focus on your reading when the piece is disturbed, right? Because the literature club should be happy for everyone. Manga looks at Yuri in adoration. I feel like Yuri must be rubbing off on me, cause I really want to hug you now. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. No, I mean, well, if you wanted to, then I wouldn't really mind. So, Manga pulls Yuri into a short embrace. You're so gentle, and I love when you communicate with your feelings. I feel lucky to get to see the side of you. And I'm sure Natsuki will too. I'm going to write her a letter. Oh, a letter? What a great idea. Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure, I always let my feelings get the best of me, and I forget to say all the important things, and I say things I don't mean. Well, I think a letter would be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate. Yuri's face hardens with determination. You're filled with determination. I love Undertale. People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do for you and Sayori. I'm probably gonna gonna play Deltarune 2 when it came out. Yeah, Toby's the best. I love him. My personality just isn't suitable for that, and I wouldn't want it to be. But something I've learned is that friendships don't always just magically appear out of thin air. For instance, I never would have seen myself making friends with someone like Sayori. We're opposite in a lot of ways, but I'm friends with her because she put so much effort into understanding me, but that we can get along. I think it was the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience, and I wonder if she feels the same way. Natsuki? Yuri nods. I always thought that if I wanted to make more friends, I had to be somebody that I'm not. That there's a type of person or a magical formula I have to follow it in order to make someone like me. And that's just like me to think that. Always so occupied with myself that I fail to understand other people. V shakes her head. Friendship happens when you think about the other person, when you offer time and effort to understand them, and respect them, and trust that they also want to be a good person. That's what I learned through my observations in the literature club. Observations? Waka is caught by surprise. Yuri has always kept to herself so much that it's so unusual to hear her suddenly talking about the club like this. But Yuri gently smiles to herself. You always let me listen to your thoughts about people. So Yuri too. And it makes me happy because I learned a lot of things. That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant that much to you. Waka never thought much of it. But in the past weeks, Yuri always seemed to be especially attentive when it came to the problems and concerns of others. Always wanting to listen and learn more about her friends in the club. Okay, what am I saying? It's true. Sayori and Monica are naturally more comfortable with other people and can more easily work with situations of conflict. But that doesn't make them better people. I didn't mean anything about the gay word, yeah. I just kinda, say it out so that I can let my throat rest a bit. I don't know why. I should just keep quiet for a bit and not say anything. It would be better if I just said that. I said just gay. Why? No particular reason. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and the capacity to improve. The first step towards improving oneself is reflection and self-awareness. It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for, but that Monica can recognize as an incredible trait. And with that, her confidence in the club is restored. Nice. A very shy girl with long, pretty hair is wandering the bustling lunchtime hallways, her fist pressed into her collarbone. When she finds the literature club president's classroom, she stands at the door, glancing all around her before peering inside. Monica is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected, this was a bad idea after all. Suddenly, Monica glances towards the door, making the girl panic and duck out of sight. Before she can regain composure and decide for sure to leave, the classroom door gently opens. Yuri, was surprised to see you during lunch. Yuri squeaks in response. Please help me. What, is everything okay? Yuri shakes her head. I don't know how to write letters. Thank goodness. I thought there was some kind of emergency. Monica briefly glances over her shoulder at her other friends. Do you want some help? We can go find an empty classroom or something. Is that okay? I feel bad taking you away from your friends. It's totally fine. I promise. We weren't really doing anything. One sec. Waka trots back into her classroom, says something like I gotta go to her friends, then grabs a pen off her desk before turning to Yuri. Okay, let's find somewhere quiet. Yuri nods and follows Monica as the two of them set off. How are you today? Huh? Me? Well, yes. Oh gosh, sorry, I was just caught off guard. I'm doing well today, just tired. I never seem to get enough sleep during the week. How come? Oh, I don't know. I think I'm just easily distracted. I get really sucked into things and start neglecting the time. Me too, I do that too. Hey, this classroom is pretty empty. Let's go in here. After peering inside, Malka opens a classroom door, and the two of them enter. It's my classroom. It's our boy character classroom. Our men. Yuri's moment of relaxation, and I know it's just a random classroom. She watches as Marga pulls two chairs up to the desk, then obeys as Marga beckons her to take a seat. There's just one person per seat. There's no one table, two person. I don't know. She stares down at the empty desk. You nervous? I don't want to do this. We don't have to. We can come up with something else. Yuri shakes her head. It's my chance to do something good. I need to take initiative. Gosh, you must be really determined. She is filled with determination. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you. Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of lined paper from her notebook. Then she picks up her pen. Hell yeah! This is really nice. Hey, you're left-handed. That's neat. Hey, this looks really good, not gonna lie. It looks really cute. Like one person? This close? Wow. Yeah. Now I don't have to worry about bumping your arm. Waka playfully rubs her shoulder against Yuri's. Yes. Sorry, I'm just being silly, I guess. Alright, anyway, how about we start by listing the different things you want to say to her? Yuri thinks. I feel embarrassed all of a sudden. It's okay. How about some of the things you said to me yesterday? But never mind, I guess I'll try. Yuri thinks for a moment longer, her tension evident. Then she writes a word reflection. This is about my reflection on our behavior. Our behavior. Our stuff. I don't know. The key question is why we act like this towards each other, but have been able to separately be friends with Sayuri and Monica. That's me. Yes, it is. So, Yuri thinks. I've been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken the time to understand my needs and respect my interests. The same goes for Natsuki too. We started off as pretty hostile to each other because I was so worried about getting what I wanted, but she just wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making it all about me, she was able to do the same. I would want to do that too. So what kinds of thing you want to do that for her? I want to do the same things for her that I like to receive. I like it when people respond positively to the things that I talk about and not just brush me off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously. And I like when you and Sayuri trust that I want to be a good person, even when I'm not doing a good job at it. Let's write those things down. Okay. Yuri writes some things down. I think the most important thing to remember here is that Natsuki is feeling vulnerable, so we should make sure that the letter puts her first. It's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it never helps just to tell someone all the things that they're doing wrong. I think the first you have to make sure that that they know you're ready to respect them and listen to them, and admit the things that you feel you can do better. Then finally, you ask what you would like in return. How does that sound for structure? It can be three paragraphs, one for each of those points. I like that. My thoughts were so disorganized. I had no idea how to come up with any kind of structure. You're so amazing at these things. Oh, stop. You've done so much more than I have, you know? You spend so much time reflecting and being open-minded. That's the hardest thing for anyone to do. All I'm doing is helping you to put it on a piece of paper. So I think you're the amazing one. Helga gives Yuri a quick hand squeeze, but as she lets go, she's caught by surprise when Yuri curves her fingers to hook Monika's hand in place. For a while, they sit like that in silence, save for the occasion scratching of Yuri's pen against the paper. Yesterday, you told me something that I'm thinking about a lot. What was that? The thing about how feelings aren't right or wrong, and that they're just a state of being we need to come to terms with. It made me think about how a person's behavior isn't always just how they decide to be. It's also made up of their past experiences and their insecurities. I think that helps me see other people as actual people rather than as insignificant side characters who are out to get me somehow. Decide how far you felt about Natsuki. Yuri nods. But in reality, everyone is always trying their best, and everyone wants to be happy. Maka peers over at Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls it in closer, partially covering it with her arm. I have to be able to read it to help out, you know. It's okay. My thoughts are a lot more organized now, after being able to talk to you about it. Now that I'm actually putting it on paper, I realize I would never prefer others not to read it. Yuri laughs softly to herself, a rare expression. I'm kind of glad to hear that, actually. I somehow keep finding ways to butt into this whole thing. I've done enough damage. But it's also been so wonderful talking about this. I mean, I always thought you were really smart, but Yuri smiles. I will always be terrible at things. People are just so incomprehensive to me. I'll never get the hang of being one. Well, listening to you so much has really helped me make sense of some things. So just don't call it damage, please. Margot gives Yuri a gentle smile. A gentle smile. I can't believe I came to this club looking for fantasy geeks, and all I got was real friends who value me. Is that a joke? Of course it is. I still can't tell with you. Sorry. No, I love it. Please never change. As you wish. Jeez. Yuri glances at the clock. We're almost out of time. Will you be able to finish? Before the end of the day, probably. But I don't want to come to the club the same day that Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy. I can give it to her instead if you don't like. Yuri nods. As long as you promise not to read it. Of course, I promise. Thank you. Yuri exhales, and the two stand up. I'll message you when it's ready. Waka nods. Oh, good luck. I'm here if you need me. Yuri returns with a nod, and the two depart. Alright, well, pretty good. Good so far. Mails? Okay, we got mails. Ooh, Paula Minor. Reply? Ethics. Ethics. Simply put, what's this? Untitled mail group, do not use. Okay. Simply put, it's not our job to arbitrarily decide upon some code of ethics just because we're the first one to do this. To our knowledge, That's the government's job to figure it out. Long after we've made enough headway for it to no longer apply to us, it's fundamentally flawed to apply ethical reasoning to this anyway, because humanity's of ethics is based on upon nothing more than our knowledge and understanding of life forms similar to ourselves. We don't have ethics for killing bacteria or plants, only for the creature that we can convincingly project our emotions to. The humans and our VMs operate completely different from us on a fundamental level, and therefore should not be taken any more seriously other than a machine that's programmed to print. I feel sad. We're engineers, not philosophers. Okay, okay, see where this is going. Okay, pictures. Okay, that's Yuri. Very nice. Very clumsy. Finish the side story reflection too. Alright. Whoops. It just looks really nice though. Like, oh, this looks really nice. Yeah. Poems. No new poems, but hell yeah. That's a really another heartwarming one. So, this looks really cute. Okay. Alright, let's keep going to the last one. Self-love. Here you go. It's only been 1 day since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki with Monaga's help. Because Yuri chose not to attend the club meeting that day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although it's only lunchtime, Yuri finds herself anxiously counting the hours until she finds to face the outcome of her efforts, whether good or bad. Hold on. And because the passing by of students was making her feel even more anxious, Yuri picked out the most secluded spot she can find to spend her lunch. Because this staircase is under maintenance, no student would have any reason for coming here. It is such a relaxing feeling to have a moment of solitude in the middle of a frantic school day. Eve, what are you doing here? I just Yuri grips her book with enough force to wrinkle the pages beneath the pressure of her thumbs. Well, what are you doing here? I just came to get a drink from the vending machine. The other one is out of the drink I like. Yuri notices Natsuki fidgeting with a few coins between her fingers. She nods, avoiding eye contact. Natsuki, also looking away, shuffles over to the vending machine. It's so quiet that every one of her movements seems to reverberate through the entire stairwell. After far too long, she finally receives her beverage. I don't know how to spell that correctly, which she then fidgets within place of the coins. It's some kind of iced tea. Instead of leaving right away, Natsuki just stands in place. She glances all around her. It's like way too quiet here. It's creepy back here. I mean, that's not what I meant really. I mean, it's totally cool that it's your thing or whatever. Like, I can see how it suits you. So, not because I think you're creepy or something. I didn't mean that either. You know, I'm just gonna stop talking. That seems like a good idea. It's okay. Everything is okay. Yuri finds herself as attempting some words of comfort after hearing Natsuki stammer herself into dejection. Seemingly in response, Natsuki approaches the base of the staircase and hesitantly sits herself down near Yuri. Well, I can leave you one. Yuri shakes her head. Natsuki twists the cap of her drink and takes a sip. Despite receiving Yuri's general permission, Natsuki doesn't say anything more. She continues to read, or at least pretends to. Okay? And the two just sit there for a long time. The tension seems to fade a little bit as time passes. Even without any words, there seems to be at least something. Though it's not clear what that may be. Lunch ends more quickly than expected. Natsuki is the first to stand up with her empty drink bottle. "Oh, you come today? To the club?" Yuri nods. "I'm sorry for being awkward. I'm really bad at talking about this stuff. I just can't, for some reason. I don't know why. But I want to, eventually. There's no rush. I promise. Thanks." Damn. It's the next day. Natsuki appears from around the corner and steps up to the vending machine, glancing at Yuri as she does so. Today, she seems to be holding some kind of book as well. "Oh, you're here again. I just came here to read this because there aren't any people around here." "Oh, I thought you didn't like how quiet it was." "Well, I don't, but there's no people here." "I see." Natsuki sits down. The mood feels much different today than it did yesterday. After yesterday's lunch and the club meeting that followed, Natsuki and Yuri are beginning to feel more relaxed around each other again. Although Yuri's letter is still lingering in the back of Natsuki's mind, she continues to the tour around it. The tour or the tower, probably the tour. I don't know. Well, it's okay that I'm here, probably the tour. Yeah, I don't care. I mostly just don't feel like dealing with the crap I get from my friends about it. Especially since, like, they all just assume I stopped reading manga after I joined the literature club. Not that I'm trying to hide from them, exactly. But I just don't want it to come up again now, after I've waited for so long for this new volume to come out. Literally months at this point. You don't have other friends who are into manga? Not unless online friends count. It's a Yuri, but that's different because she's not exactly into it. She just likes it. You know what I mean? Honestly, you're lucky that the books you're into at least just look like books, so you don't have to feel like everyone is constantly judging you by what you're reading. That would be so awful, especially since I already hate attention so much. Well, it's a good thing that I have thick skin, I guess. By the way, I would totally recommend finding some friends online if you haven't already, if you're like me and have no one to share your hobbies with. Oh, I have online friends. Since middle school, actually. I was especially desperate back then. It's somewhat embarrassing to reminisce about those days. Sometimes I feel like the me from a few years ago would have benefited from a good smack across the face. Oh, whatever. We were just all stupid kids back then anyway. Some of the fanfics I wrote, thank God I used a pseudonym. But I liked it at the time. I got a fulfillment out of it. And plus, I can look back and say with confidence, I become a better person back then. So I don't think I would change anything, really. What? So I don't think I would change anything. Where's the really coming from? I don't really know. So if a few years from now we'll think the same thing about our current selves? Probably. That doesn't make you uncomfortable? No, of course not. I don't care what other people think of me, especially someone who doesn't even exist yet. Alright, here. Natsuki raises her hand to her face and forcefully slaps her own cheek. That's me from the future coming to terms with me right now. Also, ow, I didn't mean to do it that hard. Yuri doesn't seem to react, but then to Natsuki's surprise, Yuri shyly looks the other way before lifting her arm and doing the same thing to herself, loudly smacking her cheek. She turns red and stares into a laugh. Was unable to hide a smile, as though it was a really funny joke. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't know you had it in you. I don't even know why I did that. Maybe I thought it would be funny. Sorry, I keep distracting you. You said you were looking forward to reading, but I keep going on about all this nonsense. I'll let you get to reading. Oh, right. Sheesh. Yeah, I guess I'll do that then. The conversation ends quickly and Natsuki opens her book. Then she closes her book and flee. The two read silently for the remainder of the lunch hour. But the whole time Yuri feels distracted by a twist of regret over having so abruptly forced the end of their conversation. Is that it? Nope. There's more. You're back! Yeah, I'm here to lay low again. Another day has passed. During lunchtime, Natsuki finds herself having wandered to the stairwell once more. Hey, did you buy that? Natsuki quickly notices a bottle of iced tea on the staircase, where she normally sits. Yuri nods, avoiding eye contact. Wait, like for me? But you didn't know I was coming here today. What if I didn't show up? Well, I mean, I wouldn't have drank it myself, I guess. I would have. It was a stupid thing to do. No, it wasn't stupid. I just thought, never mind. What I meant to say is thank you, and that is a really nice gesture. It's okay if you don't feel that way. You don't feel that way. I do. It was the other things that I didn't mean. I swear, please believe me. Yuri pauses, then nods. Talking is hard. I get it wrong a lot too. Right? Talking is hard. I get it wrong a lot too. Yeah. So I believe you. Natsuki exhales in relief. She then sits down next to Yuri and takes the drink. Knowing Yuri, he was probably overthinking it so much that Natsuki's tepid response filled her with self-doubt. I'll do something nice for you next time. Please don't feel obligated. I want to do nice things too. Okay. Thank you. You can thank me after I figured out how to do something nice. I'll do it then too. Natsuki sighs. Nothing. It just reminds me how I haven't been getting along with my friends lately. Is that why you've been coming here? Well, no, not exactly. I haven't been avoiding them on purpose or anything. There are just other things I'd rather be doing during lunch lately. I like being around them when we're all just having fun, but they all just can't take anything seriously. So when I'm, I don't know, feeling serious, then their attitudes just really get on my nerves. It's only gotten worse ever since I joined the literature club. How come? I don't know. I feel like I used to be really good with just putting up with it because it wouldn't be so stupid to cause drama over a joke I didn't like or something. But I just have a hard time doing that lately. But it's my fault for being overly sensitive. If I have a problem, I'm not gonna demand for everyone around me to change. But yeah, I know. Maka and Sayori really don't agree with that kind of thing. But they're not in my position, so it's easy for them to say that you shouldn't just communicate your feelings or whatever. It's not like my friend group does that kind of thing. I would just be making an embarrassment of myself. Sorry, none of this has anything to do with you. I don't know why I'm talking about it. It's okay. I like listening. What? Listening to other people's problems? Yes. That's weird. ... Sorry. I just like learning about people. Do you think it's weird? No, that's not weird. I probably just misunderstood. So, I don't know. Does that mean I should keep going? If you don't like, okay. Well, I don't know what to talk about now. What are some things that you like about your friends? A lot of things. I mean, they're really fun to hang out with, like after school and all the weekends. And they really like my baking. And it's fun to complain about school together. They make me laugh a lot, and we have a lot of good memories and inside jokes. Oh, I'm bad at a lot of those things. So, are those things fuck. Okay. Hold on. Chill out a little bit. Relax. Stop. I forgot the word, so yeah, stop misreading the words too much, misreading the lines too much. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Are those all things that are important to you? Well, kind of, but they're not things I need to get out of everybody. Everyone in the club is really different from that, but I'm still friends with them too. Well, Sayuri really likes your baking, and she makes you laugh, and she complains a lot. That doesn't mean she's anything like my other friends. Well, unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings. Excuse me? How about you don't talk that way about my friends that you don't know anything about? Natsuki stands up. No, wait. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't want to say something bad. Please don't leave. Natsuki stands and shakes her head. It's fine. As long as you understand that you can't just judge people like that. I'm sorry. Natsuki sits back down. You can just compare friends like that and like measure who's better than who. Everyone's different. I'm sorry. I just don't like people who want to hurt you. A moment of silence stretches between them. They don't want to hurt me. We just like to tease each other about stupid things. It's fun. I don't like that. Well, that's why I'm friends with them and you're not. You like it? Just don't worry so much about me. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to help with social conflicts, like how Monica can. She's good at these things. Not really. Also, I don't always want help. Sometimes it's just stuff I'd have to deal with myself. That's what Monica and Sayuri never seem to understand. Sometimes all you do is look at them wrong and they're all like, "Ah, what's wrong? Is everything okay?" I just want to mind my own business sometimes and decide myself if I want to talk about things. The only one who understands that is you. So you really shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You're not as bad as you think. Oh, you don't need to reassure me or anything. I mean that. Plus, it makes sense that someone who doesn't talk a lot would make a good listener. Thank you. You're also nice. It's really hard for me. It doesn't come naturally at all. It's so weird because I always thought of myself as someone who can just say whatever is on my mind. But I feel like that only works when I'm annoyed, or upset, or I want to say something mean. Why am I like that? You don't have to answer that. I'm just talking to myself. Yuri nods and remains silent. Natsuki notices her fidgeting with the pages of her book. How come you like reading so much? Oh, well, a lot of reasons. But I just get sucked into it so easily. It's so immersive, like I want to be a part of it. I think there are a lot of things about people in real life that make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated, especially when it comes to following social conventions and group interactions. Hold up. I just don't really understand it, and I have no real desire to participate. But it's different with books. It feels like I always want to be around the characters. I feel such a strong emotional connection with them in ways that I've never felt with real people. So in that way, it can sometimes feel more real than real life. Really? It's that hard for you to be around people like all the time? Fairly often, especially in group settings. When people are making all the kinds of conversation and saying jokes and all of that, I don't know what to do, and I just disengage. Oh, that doesn't get lonely? I don't think so. I can still enjoy spending time with people one-on-one, and I have online friends too, of course. Do you ever wish that you can be friends with the characters in your books? All the time? Sometimes so badly that it makes my heart ache. Yeah, me too. Really? A lot. something in common. Like, more than anything, they both have something in common. That's what I'm saying. After Natsuki murders Dad, silence fills the stairwell once more. But it's a mutual silence. This is one of those words where I could never, spell it correctly because of my accent. Yeah, mutual, chu, one full of understanding. Wow, that was part one. Damn. I'm getting into this. All right, this is the last one, guys. Heads up. Oh, hello. I almost thought you weren't coming today. Yeah, well, lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairwell much earlier, since it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. Today, she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. I ran into my friends, so I hung out with them for a while. Is that so? Yeah. I was in a good mood today, so I figured I shouldn't. I hadn't seen them in a while, which I had to come up with an excuse for, where I expected that. Plus, I have way more of these than I know what to do with, so I figured I would share them too. As she sits down, Natsuki opens the lid of her container to make cupcakes. You know it. It's been a while at this point, so I figured it was about that. It was about time again. You can take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twirls it between her fingers. It's brown with dark green frosting immaculately shaped into a floral pattern and topped with some kind of glittery powder. How pretty. I just ate, so I might not be able to finish it. Day for the club? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it, so I just make them. I just thought that because green is Monica's favorite color, right? Well, yeah. But that's not really. Yuri takes a small bite. This is green tea flavored. I love green tea. Oh, do you? It was just a random idea I wanted to try, so don't laugh at me. I'm not. I just felt happy. Oh, sorry. Usually never mind. What I mean is that I'm glad. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. And this is something I happen to be good at. And I do know that you like them from past experience. She turns red, recalling the time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcakes. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcake for her to stand by an excuse. So she just settles for this disapproving look. How did you get into baking? Oh well, I don't know. It just always appealed to me. Well, a few years ago, I read this one manga with a lot of baking, so I got like super into it for a while. I was probably making stuff almost every day. But something that I always knew I liked. Anyway, it's like baking is like art. Yes, but when you get good at it, it gets more delicious too. I'm struggling to imagine myself putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that I wouldn't just be eating afterwards. Yeah, maybe you're too practical for it. I think I prefer to be on the receiving end. That's my other favorite part about it. There's something that I can do that makes a lot of people happy, like unconditionally. Everyone is always painful, and in that moment, you get to be like the bringer of joy. I don't know, it just makes me feel valued. Yeah, I guess that. So you were able to make up with your friends today? There wasn't really anything to make up with them about. We weren't fighting or anything. You weren't? Maybe I misunderstood. It only turns into a fight if I lose my control. My cool, not control. Oh my god. My eyes. Okay, it's getting pretty bad now. I'm losing my shit. I need to be patient. This game is really good. Okay. It only turns into a fight if I lose my cool, and that's just an unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse. So they're not going to stop? I mean, it only happens sometimes. Anyway, it's just the way they are. I'm the only one who ever has a problem with it. It's not worth it. Especially since I have somewhere to go now when I don't feel like hanging out with them. Oh, I see. The cupcake's empty foil wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri clenches a fist. I'm glad that the situation is resolved, and that you don't have to avoid him anymore. Yeah, me too. And I don't have to bother you during your alone time anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reason to catch up on. Yeah. I know that cupcakes are basically nothing compared to other stuff you've done to me. You've done for me. But it's the best I can do. So you can have the rest of them. Natsuki wraps the box and slides it over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends. But I made them for you. Natsuki's voice whines as she protests. I know, and I like them very much, exactly as you thought. You succeeded, but I know you care about making your other friends happy too. And if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it from you. No, they were for making you happy. You make me happy. You're worth more than cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you and be your friend. Without warning, tears pour out from Natsuki's eyes. Oh no. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts stuffing into her arms. Natsuki, I'm such a bad person. Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes. You didn't. Natsuki tries to choke back her sobs, but struggles to speak through them. I just really hate myself sometimes. And it feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me. Like I don't deserve it. I'm sorry. No, I am. I'm so difficult. And I can think of even a single thing about myself that somebody would like. And I hated myself for bothering you during lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person, like to be nice and do the things you wrote about it in the letter. I knew if I tried in the club, so Yuri and Maruko would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it. You know, I think a lot of those negative things too about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scrutinize everything I say, and later I feel like I said all the wrong things. Not timings. Why am I? What's my mind? What's my eyes? What's wrong with my eyes and my mind? God damn. Okay. And I just spend so much time thinking about myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So I understand some of that through my own experience. And that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself. Natsuki sniffles. Yuri rushes through her bag and pulls out some tissues, then hands them to Natsuki. My God told me that it takes a good person to reflect on these things. The desire to improve yourself. That makes you a good person, so don't worry so much. Also, there are things about you that people wouldn't like, so... Like what? Like how you're fun for people to be around, and you're not shy, and you know how to make people laugh, and you're very passionate about things, and you know how to take the lead, and you take care of take care of people, of, and you care a lot about other people, and just a lot of things. Oh, well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed. Well, you're the one who asked, and don't you think I feel embarrassed? Natsuki tries to hide a smile, then she sighs as it fades again. Every time I come here, I always think that it's the last time, but then I keep coming back for some reason. Is that bad? Just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like, I don't know, feels like what? Natsuki's voice gets quiet. Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do. She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tiles, when she thinks to herself, what would you do, hypothetically, if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you? Happy for what? Happy that your new club is making you happy. Well, that's just not a fair hypothetical. Natsuki says that, but with little confidence in her voice. I always told myself that I don't rely on the approval of others to be happy, and I still feel that way. But I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what's making me feel so confused. Because I'm threatened out of things that should make me happy. So no matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. It's making my head hurt. That must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong just for being the person you are. It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things. Natsuki presses her palms into her forehead and shakes her head. I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortably unhappy than it is to do something so scary. To do what? You know, to end it with them? Natsuki nods. I didn't think you were actively considering that as an opinion. As an opinion, right? No, I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option. I wasn't until recently. It's just one of those things where, like, it's been a certain way for so long that you just get used to it. Like, so much of you has gone into it, so much that it feels like that's just how your life is. And throwing it away is like throwing away such a big part of your life. It makes me feel sick to think about. Natsuki sighs. It's just really scary. It's terrifying. What are you scared of? I don't know. A lot of things. I like being alone. Not having anyone to talk to or hang out with. Not being able to replace what I have with them. And I don't want them to hate me. And I'm scared they'll hurt me for going against them. Physically? Not physically, but Yuri clenches her fist. Natsuki. What? If anyone even thinks to cause you harm, I will unleash hell upon them. Natsuki snorts in laughter. Don't laugh at me. Sorry, I like that. That's all. Oh, I like that too, Yuri. I like that side of you. Protective over your friend. Being protective to your friends. Yeah. Well, I meant it. I know you did. Natsuki gives Yuri an endearing look. I needed it. Mm. As the conversation lapses, Natsuki again slides a box of cupcakes over to Yuri. Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore. Are you sure? Natsuki nods. I'm sure. I will, then. I will enjoy them. Natsuki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads around her. She holds on to that feeling, knowing it will give her courage. Ah, you're here first today. Mm-hmm. And you brought reading material. Mm-hmm. Natsuki is sitting in her usual spot, this time holding a volume of manga while her lunch sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book. It sucks when a good series has to come to an end. Like it's such a big part of your life, and then one day there's just nothing left. It makes you feel so empty. Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book of this series. That sucks. But there's also something satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know if I want it to go on forever. Maybe. But there are some things I wish could. On the other hand, have you ever read something that always say it's welcome? Yeah, definitely. I can think of at least one thing I've read that got pretty unbearable like halfway through, and the ending really sucked. So it sucks when something good has to end. Oops, sorry. But it also sucks when they just keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. I guess it sucks either way. Well, that's the nature of all things. They come to an end. The two fall silent. They slowly eat while making their way through their respective reading material. Except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her foot at all. You don't go out during the weekends, right? Excuse me? Like with friends, at the mall, or downtown, or whatever. I'm not a total shut-in, you know. Oh, my bad for making assumptions. Well, I'm sure I go out less often than other people like you and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and rarely spend time like that. I'm usually spending with my board game group. It doesn't matter. It's just more nerdy stuff. Why do you ask anyway? I was just curious. I just realized that I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious. He looks at Natsuki and realizes that she's shaking. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. Natsuki pulls her knees into her chest and puts her head down. I can take this. Did I do something? Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over what she may have said or done. I ended it. I texted them earlier, telling them, and then I just blocked them because I'm so afraid of their responses. And now it feels like I'm dying inside. Oh, I'm sorry. Yuri, totally unsure of what to do. Yuri can barely find any words of support to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Natsuki's unusually hard breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper. Help me. I feel sick, and I want to hit my head against things. Please help. I can't take this. You may be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? Natsuki immediately nods through her rapid breath. Yeah. Head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over to Natsuki and sits on the step behind her. Then she puts her hands on Natsuki's shoulders. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. The shaking becomes much more apparent through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe right now. You're in a good and safe place where nothing can hurt you. Safe. Natsuki nods once more. Although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulders, she can practically feel her racing pulse to the base of her neck. We'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths and breathe along with me. Let's breathe right now. Breathe in right now. Yuri takes a deep and slow breath. Beneath her hands, she feels Natsuki's shoulders rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way out. That's good. Let's keep going. Yuri breathes in once more. Natsuki joins her. They continue like that for a few more cycles while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more of her weight into Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breaths going all out. Breaths. Not breaths. Breaths. Yeah. And the weight of my hands on your shoulders. You're in a safe and comfortable physical space. Minutes pass in silence. By now, the worst of it has passed, but Yuri is determined not to move away until Natsuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees and her breathing has mostly steadied. Then, she takes a final deep breath and slowly pulls herself to her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arm. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is. You don't have to apologize. This must be enormously stressful for you. Is that going to keep happening? It may, or it may not. I wonder why the moment the Natsuki, why it didn't give me the picture like a full view like this. It will be more heartwarming, but it already is, by the way. Like, it's so good. I don't really need to see. It would be better if they just leave it black like that. Just a blank black. It'd be more heartwarming and wholesome. Something like that. You can take measures to prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Natsuki motions to sit back down again, so Yuri moves over. Yuri turns her way to pick up her open book from the dusty floor, which she had hastily set down earlier. She brushes the dust off the cover. I don't think I could have gotten through that alone. You're not alone. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks into her own laugh. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to so openly share her thoughts, but something about Natsuki, of all people, makes it feel so much more natural to do so. Perhaps because like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job at hiding it that is taking a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. And because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted, demonstrating that you deserve the love of others. If you can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself, learning to love yourself. This is a scene. Do you really mean that? You're probably gonna regret saying that if you do. How so? Because I'm probably gonna have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. So you're giving me the permission. So you're giving me permission to be as annoying as I want and drag you around to a lot of places. I see. But you already said it. So you can't take it back now. Ah. Well, I suppose I have no choice to accept that responsibility, then. Mm-hmm. I know a good ice cream place. Oh? That means you've finally figured out my favorite ice cream flavor. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, you don't remember? The first day that you came to the club? You guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor, but for me you said you had no idea. Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh wait, yes I do. I said it was probably green tea. He shakes her head. It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually to get chocolate and raspberry together. Chocolate and raspberry? How fancy. How is that fancy? Oh, I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't have guessed something like that. Oh, well, maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry. Hey, strawberry is my favorite. What a coincidence. I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have the sick feeling in my stomach, but it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing. Is there anything better I can be doing? Not that I know of. There's nothing will make this easy for me. And you already did more than I thought anyone could. Come to think of it, we never talked about the letter you wrote. But I feel like we're way past that at this point. I don't even know what to talk about. Except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little bit better. The way that I like to be treated, and the kinds of friends I want to have. That's why I wanted to start coming here in the first place. Even though I was so scared of causing more problems. I thought it was a coincidence that you ran to me initially. Yeah, not exactly. What do you mean? Nothing. I may have tracked you down first, with the help of Sayuri. That's what you said? I was shy, okay? I wasn't ready to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess I'm glad that you worked up the courage. Even if it was in your own way, I can tell that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave, and it will make things better in the long run. I think anyone would be proud of you for it. Anyone? You mean like you? Yes, like me. You know, I can get used to this. As long as you don't tease me too much. Fine. Just a little, then. That's fine. I know how uncertain everything feels to you right now, but I really do think that good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings. Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured. The two girls continue their conversation through the remainder of lunch, while a new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting, where the 4 club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, all with their own special qualities, have something unique that they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together. Then the end of each chapter is the start of the next. Yuri thinks to herself, since she is about to finish her long-running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit the bookstore together with Natsuki. And that's it. That's all the side stories. Man, man, I missed a bunch of stuff. As you can see, I know what am I missing, but that's it for all of the side stories and the pictures. I know that I don't. It looks like I didn't get all of them, but yeah, it's not 100%. It's only 82%. I don't know why. But yeah. Side stories. Eagles. Eagles? There's one more? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, everyone. We're gonna be taking a break from the usual activities for today. I was thinking, since people are starting to talk about the festival, it's a good time for us to go over the general direction of the club and all that. We're finally gonna see the festival happening. Festival happen. I think it'll help us figure out what to do for the festival, you know? Oh, so Yuri and I already came up with a really good plan. Really? For the festival? Yeah. So the plan is this, okay? You and Yuri collect information ahead of time on which clubs and classes are doing food booths. Then we take a map and plan the most efficient route, so we can get to most of them before the lines get too long. Hey, that has nothing to do with the club. Well, you have to let me finish. Alright, fine, go ahead. Right, so basically we get all the food we can, then we can come back here and we all eat together. That's all. Wow, I got tricked twice by the same joke. Boo, don't be a hater. It's not like you can come up with anything better. Look, even Yuri was thinking about it. No, it wasn't. I would really prefer to do something literature related. We can eat together anytime. The festival is a unique opportunity. Besides, it's been quite a while since we've seen any new interest in the club. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We really get a shot at showing people that the literature club is all about. I'll tell you what, we can do both, right? We'll make time for your food mission and still put together a public event. Oh my gosh, yes! I was just joking, but that's really a good idea. Well, I'm glad that's settled. I think the question is how to come up with an event that demonstrates everything you can get out of the literature club. Well, that's kind of tough because everyone gets something different out of the club. Okay, how about this? Let's go around and have each of us talk about what we've gotten out of the club so far. That could really help us figure out what kind of reputation we want to find. Yeah. That's too embarrassing. Oh, well, you have so much to talk about. That's exactly why. And I'm sure Natsuki feels the same way. Well, maybe, but I didn't plan on arguing against it or anything. And I mean, it's the literature club. We talk about that stuff together, right? And the only way to get more comfortable with it is to suck it up and do it. Oh. You're not wrong. I'm sorry for being resistant. It's not good to say suck it up because it sounds like their feelings don't matter. Right, my bad. It's just a habit I need to break. Well, anyway, who's gonna start? I'll start. I was the first to join after all. Wouldn't that be me? No, I wanna go first. Fine, you can start. I don't mind. Yay! So, gosh, it feels like so long ago. I think I joined because I wanted to have fun sharing poems with people. It seemed like it wouldn't be a safe way to express myself, you know? Like, if it's just a poem, then I can share it without feeling like I'm burdening everyone with my problems. And I thought it wouldn't be a really good way to get to know other people, too. So yeah, I was really surprised when I walked in and it was just Monica. And she was sleeping. Don't remind me of that, oh gosh. Yeah, but it seemed like so much fun to help start a new club. Especially since writing helped me so much. I wanted to help I wanted to help people, to help other people too. But it ended up being me who was inspired, because I remember feeling like Madoka was just so sweet and mature, and that I couldn't trust her with anything. It made me feel a lot less alone. Having someone who knew even the bad things about me. And at that point, I knew the literature club was gonna be special for a lot of people. Yeah, I felt the same way. It really helped give the club a more cohesive vision. Yeah, and then Yuri joined, but she was so different from us, and Natsuki too. I think for Yuri, it helped for me to take the lead before she was able to open up a little. But Natsuki was kind of the opposite, where she wasn't ready to get really close to someone really quickly, and never really thought about that sort of thing. I really like I've gotten better at understanding people's different needs, and that makes me really happy because my friends are just the most important thing to me. And whatever new members we get, I want to help them in those ways too. I don't know if I can help. I don't know if I would have continued coming to the club if it weren't for you. Really? I know it wasn't too long ago, but it hurts to think about my behavior back then. I was really short-sighted. The only reason I came was to find others who were into fantasy. I suppose that was my idea of making friends with people. And I remember feeling uncomfortable because you and I have such different energy. I had such a specific idea of the kind of person I could be friends with. So when Sayuri tried so hard to get to know me, I felt like I was just wasting her time. I think I was naive to assume that similar interests were the key component of friendship. Sayuri and I were able to be friends because she always thinks about the needs of other people. That's something I never knew how to do, or even thought to do. But I stayed in the club thanks to that, and I started trying as hard as I could to understand people better. You really went above and beyond when it came to that. I was just super impressed. Well, I always hated that I didn't know how to behave like a person who is easily liked by others. Like the two of you can. And because of that, I spent so much time thinking about my own behavior and all the wrong things I said. But the whole time, I should have been thinking about other people instead, not myself. Once I started doing that, I was able to make friends with everyone else. Oh, also, I discovered that sometimes I'm a better communicator when I take the time to write rather than speak. It's so strange the way things turned out. It's so far different from anything I ever would have expected. But I'm happy. I suppose we don't always know what we really need. Oh my gosh, you're so cute that I'm going to throw up. Okay, please don't do that, Sayuri. Besides, I'm not cute. Hey, isn't that my line? Oh. Well, for me, it's actually true. So, what are you saying? Nothing. I finished my part, so somebody else take their turn. My heart. Sayuri, take some deep breaths. Okay, fine, I'll go. Yuri, I can't believe you were complaining about doing this and still went before me. What a show off. I was just following up on Sayuri. It was the easiest way to get it over with. Besides, you left out the most important thing that you get out of this club. I did? Yeah, a regular supply of your favorite cupcakes. Oh no, I've got that too. I'm a traitor to the cupcake queen. Neither of you are forgiven. Looks like only Margot will be getting cupcakes next time. Nah, I can't eat that. I can't eat that many cupcakes. Yeah, true. Only Yuri can. Hey. Well, anyway, I'm just putting it off talking. It's just kind of hard to talk about this stuff, but I guess what it comes down to is that I'm in much better place mentally than I was when I first joined. That's and that's because everyone helped me realize that I had some really toxic friendships going on outside of the club. It was honestly a really painful thing to go through. Having shit I didn't mean to click. Having to cut them out, it still hurts to think about. I'm sorry, Natsuki. It's fine. I knew it was for me. I know it was for the best, and I was right. I guess for me, it's all about feelings. I was only ever ridiculous for having feelings, so I thought the right thing to do was to just ignore them. It took me a real long time to realize that it's not really how things are supposed to work. And I guess that's thanks to everyone who took the time to respect my feelings, even when I was being like the biggest jerk. I'm really sorry for being such a jerk to everyone. I was really the worst. Natsuki's voice chokes a little. We loved you, Natsuki. I just hate that I was like that. Everyone did so much for me, and I could never do anything in return. That's not true. Natsuki, you've done a lot more than you think. This club really wouldn't have been the same way without you. I mean that. Remember how judgmental I was when you first showed up? I was like, I couldn't accept anything other than my own idea of what a literature club was supposed to be. Apparently that was more important to me than the opportunity to bring you some happiness. You really taught me that anything that makes someone happy is worthy of respect. You even inspired me to start playing piano. That's something that means a whole lot to me. So there's no need to cut yourself down. Okay. Natsuki wipes her eyes. You helped me a lot too. It's so much fun to have you around. And you helped me become a better person. Having a problem doesn't make you needy or inconvenient. It means that there's something that needs to be better for you. And you always deserve that. I agree. Seeing us have some of the strange struggles may make me a better person as well. I wouldn't want to change anything about our time here. I don't think any of us would. I'm sorry I got all dramatic again. That's all I wanted to say, so Marika can go now. There's no need to apologize. It was something I wanted to talk about anyway, because it made a big difference for me. I was always such a strict perfectionist who never took enough time to believe in the best of other people. But everyone kept proving me wrong. I made the mistake multiple times, thinking that my way was the best for everyone, or thinking that I was needed to solve other people's problems. But I think being a leader means that you have to acknowledge that you are not perfect, and that the best thing you can do is to help guide people rather than to do everything for them. We're all good people. We're all equals. I think that's the most important thing I've gotten out of the club, realizing what that really means. So Yuri, what are you doing? I just thought that we shouldn't be writing some of these things down. Things about the club that are valuable to us. With a piece of chalk in her hand, Sayori writes the word trust on the chalkboard. This is because you showed me that I can trust you with everything about me, not just my good side. Suddenly, Yuri takes a piece of chalk as well. She writes understanding. I owe a lot of gratitude to everyone who took the time to understand me, even though it was so difficult for me to express myself. In that case, Maka takes a piece of chalk as well and writes the word respect. I always thought I was a respectful person, but it took the club for me to realize that there was more to it than I thought, and I'm a better person because of it. I have another one. Sayori writes balance. These are all the names on the side stories names. Sometimes people want different things out of a friendship, or they need time before they're ready to become one, or they need time before they're ready to become close. So it's important to keep things balanced between you and the other person. That reminds me, he writes reflection. I've always been a reflective person, but most of it has been nothing more than hating myself for all the things I thought I did wrong. All of these side stories, all of the names, all of the side stories of the names, no, all of the names of the side stories, all have their own meanings, different meanings. It's very valuable. Once I started reflecting on other people and not just myself, a lot of things changed for me. So I think that's the most important one for me. That's great. We have a whole list of things now. Suddenly everyone turns to look at Natsuki. Well, everyone took out the chalk. Don't look at me like that, jeez. You could have just asked. Waka hands her piece of chalk to Natsuki. Then Natsuki sighs and writes self-love. I don't know how far I've gone with it yet, but it feels like things are at least on the right track. So there, that's my contribution. Together, everyone stares at the words on the board. Wasn't this club supposed to be about literature? Is it? It is! We still do a lot of literature. Friendship and literature. Yeah, you're right. Friendship and literature. Natsuki and Yuri gently nod as well. Hey, let's all take a picture together. Yes! Another one. Hey, you're right. Fuck. Hey, let's all take a picture together. We don't have one yet, right? Hey, you're right. Make sure you send it to me after. Wait, can I brush my hair first or something? Oh, you're fine. You already have the best hair out of all of us. Everyone get together. I can fit you all in. Okay, everyone ready? And click. Bam! I'm really glad we talked about this stuff. It's easy to forget how far we've come with only 4 members. Yeah, I have so many happy thoughts and bottles. I'm gonna hang myself and all that stuff. I have so many happy thoughts right now. I'm getting some really good inspiration for a poem. Happy thoughts and bottles. You know, I feel the same way. I kind of want to get some writing done. Me too. I think I would like that as well. Everyone's looking at me again. I'll do it too, but I might not feel like sharing it. That's okay. The 4 members of the literature club disperse and return to their desks, each equipping themselves with a pen. Natsuki and Yuri give each other a quick glance, then start writing immediately. Sayuri stretches, then does the same, but Monica is left tapping her pen against the paper. Unsure where to start. Mark. ... Just move your hand. Right into my heart. Right into his heart. Monica mouths to herself. Just move your hand right to his heart. Right the way into your heart. Yes. Into your heart. Her mind full of thoughts, memories, and inspiration, Marga navigates past her mental barriers and begins to write. It doesn't matter what, just that it's something new. Yay! And that's it. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Written and directed by Dan Salvato. Team Salvato Development. Guys, we have finally reached the end of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Like I said at the beginning, I think at the beginning of the video, there could be a Doki Doki Literature Club 2. But no, I don't think that's actually the name. But there are games that will be coming out. Will be coming out after this. Yeah, after this, I know it. There will be a game that will come out, and in there, Monica will be the main character. I think so. That's what I think it is, because all the people who said that when they found out the secret, they said that Monica will be the what's it called, the freaking protagonist in the next game, which the team Savato will be making, and Yuri will be the antagonist. I don't know. Okay, I know because in here all of them are so in these side stories, all of them are so cheerful, and but each of them has their own stories and their own wrongdoing. It's very heartwarming when they all knew what to do in the end, and just kind of like like talk it up in the end and be like real friends. Thank you to your player. Make with love by Team Salvato and Serenity Forge. That's awesome. Alright, that's it. Pictures. And you want to take a picture of that. Yeah, and this too? Make dumb face. Okay, now everyone make a funny face. Wow, Yuri's not making a funny face. Okay, now, okay. Okay, literally Monica has the funniest face here. But I'm just gonna go with this. Yeah, because why not? What else? Okay. Awkward drama series to celebrate Monica's birthday in 2019. Finish up all the side stories. Hell yeah. Alright guys, so that's it for the side stories, I guess. 85%, only 85% done. I wonder why. So I think here, if you get up, if you got to 100%, there will be something like a VM thing down here. I haven't looked in yet. Like if you complete 100%, you'll have something down here. Like there will be something extra down here. I don't know, but I won't make another video on it though. You have to look it up on YouTube. That's all I know. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. This will be the last one of this game. The last video of this game. Yeah. Oh, there are no more saves. Like no more saves. Homewards. Back. Images. Attributions. Yeah. Oh, there's these stuffs too. I don't know if there's anything in here. Whoa, this is like a maze or something. I don't know, but there are a lot of things. Man, there are a lot of things here. Oh, what? Track zero need ideas. What? What's this? I found something. Okay, I need to go back. Okay, I already read this. Back up. Reading notes. Updated development line. What? Ideas for data search, visual renders, audio data, VM environment changes, persistent variable tampering, timestamps, parsing, thought patterns. No, meantime, you know who went on too many tangents again. I need to be more assertive about saying focus. Follow test on the okay. System. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start with a 0, 1. Okay, 3, 1. Oh, 0. Me notes. What? Me notes 3. So there are something that I need to check first, probably. Okay, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave it here. You guys wanted to find out all of these news. I mean, all of these stuff like picture secrets and stuff. yeah, you can go find out for yourself. And that VM, this VM down here too, it's blue. I know that it's blue. A long, a really big VM and all that stuff. I haven't looked at that yet. I only got 85%, not 100%, and I'm kind of sad at myself with that. Yeah. So okay, guys, that is Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. There are secrets that I still miss. Example, that VM, but you can go find out on yourself. You can go find out for yourself on the YouTube. I mean, like everyone has already discovered everything. At this point, like people already discovered everything. So I'm kind of late to the party, you know. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching again, and then I'll start making other videos about other games in the next video whenever it came out. I don't know, but I'll promise that I'll work a lot on this channel. We'll spend a lot of time on this channel. I have a lot of channels before creating this way back in 2015. Yeah. So yeah, I will be making more videos about this, and yeah, like I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'll be making videos about other games, preferably horror games, but I can play normal games too. I don't know, but yeah. That's all I gotta say for now. I need to take a nap because my throat is dying. No, it's already dead. It's dread. My throat is so dry right now. I cannot even think straight anymore, and I can't even say anything loud. But before taking it out, I'm gonna go and look for that VM thingy. So if I have time, I might put it in the last, like right now, like right after I say goodbye. Like yeah, if I have time, I'll put the VN I found that I searched it up on someone's else video that they have put so much time and effort finding everything, finding all the pictures and stuff, and 100%. To open up that VM thing, and I'll put it in the video like an outro. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Later.
Looks like a new side story has ended up here. Test VM. Now VM and this is virtual machine. So usually virtual machines are like, usually use them to like emulate Windows. That's the most common thing I think people would know them for. But in this situation, virtual machine seems a little more worldly. Let's see what happens. To decode binary data. Connected. 9 months each, a total of 36 would reach peak efficiency with about 1 week per connection lost. This is not going to be a thing where I have to keep going back in at it, am I? So, the way you're supposed to do this is, every time you click this, it opens up a new set of messages, and it's completely randomized, so I think there's a lot of them. So rather have that like break and pause between every set of messages and just kind of going from that way, I've gone into the game files per Doki Doki tradition and just brought up all the dialogue at once, and I'm going to read it in the order the game lists it in case the game has a specific way it wants you to read these messages. So yeah, here's all the text related to this. It's a pretty big wall, so we'll just work our way through it. Connection lost. Circular, with a focal point in the center. Ventilation ducts in the basement. Also needed are airtight containers which can serve as both storage and dispensary of the ether. Indicates only 80% or less nutrients and medical supplements are needed to keep the body alive, compared to the non-amputated control. Material resistant to third eye penetration. Electromagnetic. Are speculated to improve third eye potency by puberty. The new meditation of some sort. We do not outer inner cylindrical shells, openings on opposite sides, such that they will rotate to create an entrance, meters in diameter, so that a 0.5 meter gap between each body will, during birth or full trimester, the effects who don't have a third eye struggle to understand what current science cannot tell them. I'm disregarding. Name implies death, but of what? Only the material self. Our mission to become free of the material self is of the nexus extends beyond any comprehension of the material world. The only prison is our material world. The gate. They speak to me. They instructed me to. Emotional impulse over rationality. Of which this association is a symptom. Conditioning. All have functional reproductive systems. Then we could produce new, potent children of incredible efficiency, and sudden death would be less. Test focusing on each of these emotional responses to determine which all your base are belong to us. Gradual changes to the scripture class curriculum to incorporate. By age 5, children testing above the threshold will be transferred to Wing A, while all male and infertile children will still be trained for specialized. List of which rooms will need doors and windows to renovate to accommodate the projected increase in nutrition during child development. But my third eye shows me 2 of them. I can't make sense of, send and bring salvation to all. May the third eye, 2 guardian angels, condemn the blindness, who seek a guiding light in their favorable reputation, are my children. The opportunity, the key to opening a powerful channel lies in eroding the tether between, have died so that those most worthy will be able to ascend. Voltage is appropriate for the immobilization without risking permanent damage. Absolute genius. It has made incredible contributions to Project Libertania. Despite having no third, I'm assuming I'm reading first to the third eye, have given him the title Guardian to reflect. Emotions are the dials and switches that can override rational thought and can be fine-tuned to exert a great deal of control upon. At 9 months each, a total of 36 would reach peak efficiency, with about 1 week per 8, has become an increasingly scientific endeavor thanks to may actually produce tiny but detectable physical distortions in the area surrounding them. We might consider adulthood to receive professional training in number of specialized professions we will need to staff, such as additional nurses and reproductive. Eyes open and measure any notable differences in response to danger, pain, food, and sexual stimulus. Opening the third eye creates a deep brain channel which causes sentient characteristics such as consciousness and free thought to love for us the collective triumphs over love for the individual, so a degree of sacrificia is far stronger during collective sessions, which makes me believe the Nexus will have incredible. Is the increased potency from proximity to others a temporary effect, or does it have a lasting impact on the strength of the third eye? I lied. It's actually hot. Children are generally obedient, but with the introduction of more unpleasant activities we should consider. Sourcing our medication, if they're able to supply. Can only assume that even obstacles or failures are all part of the great plan, even if beyond my comprehension. An angel in mortal skin, she will walk the path to ascension, and we will follow. The observable changes in physical appearance, however small, already prove this to be more than usual spiritual nonsense. Like dogs, genetically molded by humans and unconditionally loyal in exchange for food and shelter. Distance from the religion which the Kami was once known to practice. Religion requires faith. This is the undeniable truth. Insisted on upgrading the computer systems, going on about backups and protecting data. Nobody touches my personal data. So that's the final set of side stories, or in this case, Test VM.